Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Dota Pit Season 5 CIS Finals. A bit of a mouthful on that one, but we are here to bring you the coverage of the finals. One team here is going to be advancing into the Dota Pit LAN, and one team will not. It's as simple as that. Kyle Guy for Beyond the Summit. I'm going to be joined remotely by a good friend, Rhyme. Rhyme, firstly, thank you so much for your ridiculous amount of patience throughout today. I thank everybody for their patience today who have been eagerly waiting to watch some Dota Pit action. As you all know, there is some Boston Open qualifier action going on as we speak. They just concluded Europe, and they're now starting up America, and as we all know, a lot of Europe is spilling over into America in the qualifiers, and it's caused absolute chaos, Rhyme. Chaos! What do you make of all this?
Oh, it was quite funny, really. I just kind of was checking, they weren't showing up for the game, and I was just like, hold on, what if I just check this list over here and see if it's got a certain name on it? And then you scroll down and you see Team Empire, and you think, oh, it might be someone pretending to do Team Empire, and you look down and you see it's got Miposhka, you see it's got Aloha Dance and Ghost Stick's account, and you think, it might be really them, and you look at their games and you see, oh, they played in previous qualifiers, got top 4, probably them. And you realise that Empire just aren't showing up, and they're playing a qualifier game, but apparently decided to play this instead, which is pretty nice of them.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how everything went down behind the closed virtual doors between the Dota admin and Empire themselves. From what we had already seen earlier today, obviously Empire were rushing their way, or blasting their way through the European Open qualifiers. They got their way all the way into the finals for the second qualifier, but did come up just a bit short. And at that point, they had like 4 minutes or so if they still wanted to sign up for the American Open qualifier. It was something that someone had joked about, and then I passed it your way, and then sure enough, that's when you had discovered they actually signed up. So since then, though, something had intrigued them enough to ditch the Open qualifiers and instead come back to Dota Pit, and they will give a fight to Virtus.Pro. Ryan, Virtus.Pro have been just watching, hanging out all day, so they had the opportunity to watch all of Empire's games if they wanted. Just relaxing, hanging out, biding their time. Empire already 6 best of ones warmed up. So psychologically, who do you think is going to be having the advantage in this series now?
Well, that's the whole thing about Empire have been playing for the whole day. They've worked out what works and what doesn't, even though they may not necessarily been playing against the best teams they've experienced a loss against. Well, they actually lost, I think, when they first picked Coddle against a Batrider as well, so maybe they can figure out something that works a little bit better than what they were trying earlier. So it could work both ways, like VP could have studied them or whatever, but I think just the kind of momentum factor, although they did lose, so Empire, I guess the playing helps quite a bit. Well, they banned Drow and Ursa.
I wonder what time it is where they are. I imagine it's pretty late in the, or early in the morning. I'm not sure
exactly. Midnight for them, right? It's 2 hours ahead of me. Should be.
Well, that's not too bad. That's like prime video gaming hours for most people. I mean, they have been playing all day though, so there's that.
They've been playing all day since like 7 their time, so yeah. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of Dota 2.
I can't believe they consider the idea of just possibly moving through another 6 best of 1. So I don't know. Whether it be the new flooding of even more European teams coming in, and they decided, you know what, we're good. We'll go back to Dota Pit. Whether it may be they're here now, I'm happy. Let's break more down about the draft that's before us here. Now, reminder: Virtus.Pro do have a 1-game advantage. It was decided that Virtus.Pro will take at least a def win for game 1. It is a best of 5, so Virtus.Pro will need 2 more wins if they want to just quickly close the series out and secure their trip to the LAN. Empire otherwise will need a full 3-game run starting here and now with their Keeper of the Light, Legion Commander, of course, to counter back against the Bat Rider, and now a Jug. This is in response, of course, to Virtus.Pro's initial first with the Bat Rider. They get Mirana and now a Disruptor to help kind of crowd control and maybe make some setup plays in the early game, right?
Yeah, I think for the most part now VP are just trying to play lane salvaging for the most part, I think. So, apologies for a sound in the background. Yeah, for the most part it's just the Jug is going to do fine against whatever's mid if he wants to. He can be safe lane, he's good against the Disruptor, he's good against the Bat Rider. He's also got, well, it's hard to arrow someone who can spin the whole time. Got something to deal with the lasso, and they've got Coddle for Deeper, so provided Empire's safe lane is pretty strong, I think they should be fine.
Yeah, I am curious what they're going to do to get possibly that secondary support to help their laning a bit. I know Coddle's not the biggest opposing laner. A lot of people love to abuse his mana leak a bit, but I think you need a little bit more of an enforcer in the laning stage. So next pick, though, does go the way of Virtus.Pro here, moving forward. Probably will also help identify exactly what is up with this Mirana pick too. And I mean, unless you think it's just going to be a casual mid lane no one Mirana, he's played it before.
I mean, it's pretty safe. It's like I don't know, you could just pick it really. It's just one of those series you can pick fairly safely, but most of the time they pick it, they do just take it to mid. So, okay, Chen, they're probably just gonna go for relatively safe lanes for the most part. They don't have anything that needs to do too well or suffer from doing too badly, and then rely on Chen to make most of the moves. I'm trying to get maybe like get a lot in their safe lane, zone out the off lane of the LC with Disruptor, so they always have glimpse to catch him and things like that. Maybe they'll pick another high damage safe laner so they can kill with that, and then rely on the Disruptor to move when he's like level 4 and the Chen has 2 creeps. And then maybe get some effective rotations, but they could also farm a Chen, but it doesn't seem that effective against Empire's heroes. I'm not really sure about that Chen pick, actually.
I mean, is it cause a bit more concern now that the Bounty Hunter's been picked up as a 4th pick to possibly just kind of be a pain in his ass?
Yeah, just playing Bat Rider, playing all these heroes against Bounty isn't particularly great because they're much easier to deal with and chase down with just a bit of movement speed. And he gives quite a bit of map control, all of which Chen and, well, mostly Bat Rider and Mirana need to function to the best of their ability. But yeah, I think the Bounty is just a response to the Chen. I think they were planning on picking it almost anyway, but it becomes much more viable when there's an enemy jungler to mess around with.
Final ban from Virtus.Pro as they get rid of the good old Storm Spirit here, as Empire are still going to be looking to possibly pick up that mid lane grab. I don't foresee the Jug kind of taking that spot if it is going to be the Mirana on the Virtus.Pro side. So here with their final ban, they're looking to execute the possibility of any sort of safe lane part any core.
Yeah, Morphling ban, I think. Anti-Mage isn't that... Actually, Anti-Mage is okay, but he's not that good for his mana leak. It would probably be a Lincoln Spotter. Oh, Sven, actually. Yeah, I suppose... Yeah, Chen with Sven works pretty well because they basically operate the same sort of way. They both kind of get online at like 30 minutes when they get to their strongest. Chen gets his Ags, Chen gets his Vlads, Chen gets his mech. Sven gets every item under the sun for a 6 slot, and that happens all in the same rough time period. So, Empire, they're basically free to pick whatever, could be mid or safe lane.
Yeah, I mean, with the Keeper on a team, you can definitely take the game into the later stage. He's very good at kind of defending the high ground, stalling things out quite a bit. And if they so choose to do so, we'll have to see. As far as, you know, maybe something, I don't know if the idea of getting something that's a Lincoln's candidate just to help against the Bat Rider.
I think something definitely to push lanes as well. I think you need to anyway. Because, okay, it's just going to be Jug Mag show. So, they don't need to worry about the lane pushing too much because they just have such a strong thing to fight around. So yeah, the thing is basically if the mag gets enough, if the bounty hunt, it's mostly going to be the support levels and how much farm the Jug gets, because if the Jug dies a few times and the supports can't really get map control, then this kind of strat falls off pretty hard. But if those things kind of work out, then it should be good.
I mean, is there any consideration of the fact that Empire, they've gone pretty heavy in this melee department. Melee core is pretty much across the board for them. You know, Batrider comes in, gets one pull back, then you have to kind of work your way into the fight over something like a Disruptor Static Storm. I mean, them kind of getting in and out of fight as they appease, is that going to be a bit of a difficulty, or, you know, are they not at risk of being kited too much?
Yeah, there's always the problem with Juggernaut is like, it's a free BKB, but in that time you're not right-clicking anyone, so often you have to make the choice between just literally fighting or getting out. And having heroes like Disruptor and Luna basically really high, or Disruptor basically, he's dangerous, but Luna forces you to spin if you're anywhere near her, so it means that you can't damage in that time, which makes your team fight decision making a lot harder. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Okay, Aloha Dun starts off Boots first. G's gonna just get standard mag items. Boots first on Bounty as well, so I think they're gonna try and make a lot of stuff happen to the enemy supports in this game.
Yeah, I'm curious, very curious to see Empire where their head is at, and how much of already playing a ridiculously long day of Dota is going to factor into these finals now. Are they going with a strategic kind of set of lineups where they're looking to get more done, as you just mentioned, in the early game in hopes of closing out the series sooner than later overall? Fatigue, I imagine, is going to be something to consider. Well, Virtus.Pro yet to be warmed up for the day and feeling very fresh. Just kind of had to hang out for quite a bit. Are going to look to make a very strong early impression here, Rhyme. Already the big smoke movement, a four-man smoke up and around the corner, and potentially...
They have to realize as soon as they walk past. Unless he goes left right now, he's dead. Maybe? Actually, no, they thought it was the bounty.
Nobody went back to check the cliff. Oh. And they even kinetic field even committed for the extra vision. They will not spot him. No smoke gank is going to be had by Virtus.Pro. All right. Yep. Cheeky little move while Bounty Hunter kind of scouts up and over on the other side. So, fortunately, a swing and a miss by them front, and lanes will begin to fizzle out here. It looks like no aggro lanes here for either team. It's pretty straightforward.
Yep. I didn't expect Empire to go aggro. They don't really have the heroes for it. And I think going... like, normally when we've seen Chen picked, it's mostly like with some aggressive offlaner like Sand King, who does very well if the enemy carry is contested, and doesn't do so well if the enemy carry gets the pre-farm. So, but it's nice to see him like just be the jungler for now.
Bounty actually the courier somewhat.
Yeah.
Yes. Bounty was there trying to hope he can get the jump on a courier, which seemed pretty close, but looks like Virtus.Pro have their wits about them, and will be able to at least have the Chen do the work in the meantime. Snag up a creep and walk away, and Bounty Hunter will just kind of keep tabs on him.
Yeah, so at this point he is a courier and an Ursa creep, which is not an ideal existence, but it works.
That's more than a lot of supports could stay at the start of the game, so he'll take it for what it's worth, I suppose, and see if he can find an opportune setup elsewhere. But you are going to have to keep that Bounty Hunter in the back of your mind. He's still yet to show himself on the map, and he's currently stalking this Chen, letting Empire know that the Chen is on the way.
He doesn't really do that much, though. They're just basically trying to make sure that this dog doesn't have license to just farm as he wishes, and he's gonna get spun out. Yeah, he's
King R's here.
Takes a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's eating a lot of damage. I don't know if having the Orb of Venom on a Bounty Hunter would have made any difference there to slow him down a bit, but nonetheless, obviously the Lil Chen will be able to make it back and away. Aloha Dance will have to take some hard shots and back up out. The chases continue. Pasha looking to make his move in. There's going to be the mana leak. And the bear clawing at the back here. A ward keeping him alive, just barely. He's able to hold on. My goodness.
I think Pasha played that a bit better. He would have died. But if he just chased it a bit more, like, he had stacks, but maybe not. So you got G farming in the mid lane. It's going more and more mag favored now. I think this is actually Magnus should expect to out farm in this lane. There's almost nothing Bottom can do to stop it, but then he kind of panics and misses 2 CS and doesn't go for either of them. So yeah.
We don't get to see the Magnus Mirana matchup too often, not at least in the meta that's been developed at least this season so far. I imagine unless the Magnus is kind of going for the same objective overall, early arcanes, is he trying to bull rush into getting his blink dagger so that the mid game can be a big power spike for Empire?
Yeah, he's mostly just going to be going mana boots, blink, force stuff, maybe BKB, maybe Shadow Blade, then refreshing. Same Magnus we've seen year upon year, time after time.
They've spotted Bounty Hunter and hit him with a couple of stacks after popping a dust, but we're not able to really make chase. He's got those boots and was able to easily just kind of walk away from trouble. It's kind of been the name of the game so far, really. It's coming up a bit short on some of these early opportunities.
So it's been 3 minutes, and if you compile a list of all the things that Chen has done, he's got an Ursa, he's clapped the enemy carry, and then that's about it.
And he's still level 1, just very fresh here, a little minnow in this pool already. So he's got some catching up to do, and you know, it's Lil, micro god by many.
Bounty Hunter's had enough of it. He's also not doing very well. He's actually got less experience than the Chen, so
it's a wash.
Yeah.
It's a 4v4 for now. But Chen is looking to change that a bit. He's already showed up to the bottom lane. He's got a sentry down just in case, and is just happy to confidently stride in the lane and show himself. So it doesn't look like they're going to be going for any sort of setup, just more trying to bully Aloha Dance back and away from the CS bow. Mid lane.
He needs to be careful, yeah.
Yeah, he eats a double Starstorm and has to hide within the trees.
Yeah, and then he gets that. That makes it all better. He just 2 creeps, 1 shockwave, and hits the enemy hero. That makes it worth it. And now he gets to farm this wave. Are they going to try and do something here? No, there's. Oh, they know he doesn't have leap, so they don't have any Orb of Venom or anything. So
Solo's here now. Drops the kinetic field. Won't capture anyone inside of it. But now Poshkin is going to show himself. Double skewer on forward, and it hits the shockwave blast. And suddenly, Virtus.Pro are gone. Virtus.Pro are gone. They left the building.
Yep.
That was such a hard hit from G.
Sometimes
knocked him right out of the game, Ryan.
Yeah,
wow.
So that happened.
Nonetheless, he got the kill, took out Mirana first. Solo's done for sure. It's obviously more banking on the fact that the bounty hunter was going to be there. He had just denied himself, and they were going towards that bottom lane with Lil, and they were, you know, maybe the bounty hunter could make a rotation down there, but I don't know. They felt pretty confident on making the jump for the Mirana, and they guessed right. Plus,
yeah, it's
I guess, was
that,
close
G and Poshko were like ready to go kill the bottom. Like they wanted just to make sure that they could do as much damage as possible, maybe get the kill. It would have been difficult with level 1 skewer, but then basically Solo was like, we can go, we can turn this, and then he drops the static, misses that, Bottom misses the arrow, and then they have little damage and they both get shockwaved and die because there's a lot more right click going on because LC is like, hi guys, I have a nuke as well.
Yeah,
it doesn't really work out.
It's unfortunate Solo came to the party with some short mana. I assume he's probably utilizing it to zone back the Legion Commander a bit in lane, but only having the kinetic field and not being able to participate with much else, like the glimpse to maybe force some of Empire back, but he'll just be walking himself into certain demise, as it looks to be an Empire 2-0 start. And, you know, we got to remember, Virtus.Pro have the Game 1 win, even though this is technically the first match played, but it would be real unfortunate if suddenly Virtus.Pro just never came back, and we ended up with a 1-1 double def win.
That'd be great. Would it be like the first series with def wins going both way?
I have never experienced anything like this already, so, I mean, this Dota Pit final is already something of its own, Ryan. It's been really something crazy. I'm going to take a moment here. We can bring up the bracket, because I'm sure nobody has been too, you know, probably a lot of people not up to snuff with exactly what's been happening in Dota Pit. Everyone's getting, of course, super hype about Boston and everyone qualifying and being a part of the big major. But here at Dota Pit, they have the CIS major, or the CIS region, as its own. Do you think that that would ever be something that Valve would consider or should consider, like putting CIS as its own region, or do you think that's just not necessary?
I'm trying to remember, like in the first few, wasn't it? They did do CIS invites, didn't they? For the first few tiers, I can't remember though. No, probably not. But it's like, it was a thing for most tournaments though. CIS was like a complete individual region, but I think Valve have like tried to kind of steer away from doing that. I don't know for what reason, but yeah, I think it's just, you just have to make bigger tournaments if you want to, because there's so many teams that if you add like more categories, there's going to be more teams to fill them basically, because you're just going to be skimming off the top. Like you're just going to be skimming a little bit more off every single category you add. So you might get like 4 more teams overall getting into qualifiers or something if you added a whole new thing. Because, oh yeah, so I don't think it's that good of an idea. But then you have to consider the oversaturation with what's going on with the Europe thing. It's just difficult.
It's all
Because-
good until suddenly European teams are making it into the qualifier, and they find the best opportunities maybe not to get invited to their own qualifier, and instead just jump off to America or something and play through there instead. I don't know. I'm very curious to see how things do pan out, but man, I'm just here to cast some freaking Dota. It's a shame we had to wait so long for this, and we will be waiting a little bit longer, it would appear, as I don't know, the Virtus.Pro boot camp house. I think they're boot camping. I don't know. Wherever they are, they don't have internet anymore, so we'll have to wait.
One important thing about this match, though, is there are 5 pennant users for Empire versus only 2 of VP. It's actually one of the only matchups that still remain where both teams have pennants. I think it's all the teams at
What was
TI2
it too?
got them.
Like, wasn't it also just kind of like a myth, or was it ever confirmed that if you watch a game with a pennant, you have like a better chance of like loot dropping? I don't even know if the loot dropping even works
I think
anymore.
that was meant to be a thing, yeah. But I think they stopped loot dropping, didn't they? They completely stopped it.
It's like they didn't stop it altogether, but you couldn't. It wasn't just always on. Like I think they set like a threshold of how many viewers had to be watching before the item drop would kick in. At least that's the last time I remember doing
Yeah,
something.
because
So you had to have
there used to be a whole controversy about this, wasn't there? Because like people used to host tournaments, and then they would just get to spectate it, and then they would start fountain farming each other for rampages and stuff like that, and then it would just generate like infinite amount of items for people, and then this was a really big thing. Like loads of Russian streamers used to do it, and then it was cracked down upon. And then you had to have like 500 viewers or something, and you had to be like have a special ticket for it and stuff like that. Because basically, what people used to happen was people used to host tournaments. Like you'd see like maybe like a Southeast Asian relatively minor tournament, and then you'd see its ticket pop up, and you see it would be hosting in like Europe East or something, and then the admins would take this ticket and then use it to host these lobbies to farm items. And then they had to put a stop to that. I think somewhere along the lines, like item dropping became a little bit less of a thing,
which is understandable. I'm not too sure if the threshold and the amount of viewers is still in play. I'm pretty sure I saw even at just TI recently that First Blood and all those 5-man Echo Slam will still drop various trading card kind of items or whatever they are, heroic items. I'm not too sure what they call them nowadays, but nonetheless, it looks like Virtus.Pro have suddenly returned.
They got DDoSed. That's
cool.
Wonderful,
Ryan. That means that this might not be the end of it. So.
Yeah, do you remember when DDoSing was a really big thing? That was a great era.
Oh, do I remember? That was
great.
That was the darkest era of Dota ever, especially for playing and casting or anything. It's just like
it happened to everybody.
Everyone
was doing it.
Bad.
There was the sponsors were getting their players to use certain protections on Skype and do all sorts of things to protect their IP. And
it was happening at events too. It wasn't just like it was the worst for online events.
Was it TI6 or TI5 the start got DDoSed?
I think I want to say.
I think it might. Oh, it's one of them. I remember, but I can't remember which one it is now. But yeah, Podem and Disruptor are very dead.
Yeah, as expected, it didn't take too much detective work on that one. They are dead and gone, and it's going to be Empire who take the first shot, and we'll take the 2-0 advantage, including the first blood bonus. So, if we had more viewers, you would have got an item.
Yeah, that's one day. I have a few items from I remember a friend of mine sent me like a item from like a UK tournament I played back when.
Oh really?
I had enough viewers, yeah.
I have my own personal item too. I played in the amateur 2 Dota League or something, and I got my own item.
Yeah, I have a few items from NEL back when I actually used to try and play this video game.
Oh, by the way,
King R's dead.
King R's dead. Bottom lane, Carl gets scorched up, it looks like.
Oh, Lil might be in trouble. Oh, no, no! Oh, he's
going in
on that.
For Lil. Can he get one last auto attack? I don't think so. Lil's pretty speedy. He's gone.
He just, with level 3 spin, if he just was on target for another 0.3 seconds or something like that, he would have got the kill, but he just messed up. So, that's unfortunate. But then he gets a full stick and full mana, so he's going to be able to farm for this time. If you look on Dire, you have Luna, 39, compare it to the 25 of Jug.
Yeah.
Not looking amazing, even though they did have a little bit of a malfunction with their support rotation earlier. And Solo gets the pull, so he's going to be getting level 4, and then he's probably going to be going and fighting.
So things kind of going accordingly for Virtus.Pro as they begin to segue into an early grasp of the mid game here. At least starting to prep towards these level 6s. A very deep bounty hunter is going to pull off and go all the way back and away. We do have Ghost Ship with his level 6 with dual online Rhyme. I imagine putting up some dual damage would be nice to have here in the near future. I don't know how many opportunities they'll be able to make it work, though.
I think the earliest opportunity they have for that is someone from VP overcommits, maybe, but I'm seeing like a skewer or something into a duel. That's like the only thing. Unless like someone just overestimates how strong they are relative to the LC. But yeah, he'll probably have to wait for whatever item he wants. Because Ghostic, like, he's actually the Legion Commander player. He plays this hero more than probably anyone else.
I've noticed that they've been playing this hero a ridiculous amount.
Yeah, so. Like he literally would, every single pub game I played with him, he would first pick Legion Commander, and he would buy Treads. He would buy Quelling Blade, or Iron Talon now I suppose, but back then it was just Quelling Blade. Now they're running Ramses.
They're thinking about making a move. Ramses does have the Eclipse. Pumps fakes it twice, forces him to double back. Now G's here to play, but might have been a hair too late. Good double fake by Ramses, gets him back and away. Now they're looking to rotate over. Solo is nearby. At level 4.5 here, can drop a kinetic field and zone them back a bit. Push got caught on the other side.
Doesn't have any detection, so it's lucky for him.
Yeah, they see the Thunder Strike there, but
basically like that is the way they're going to get a duel. They slow someone, they catch up to them with mag, they RP them, skewer them back into LC, and then suddenly a duel. That's the only way I really see that happening.
Okay, Solo's here.
Bring this lane.
He's moving in. They would love to get him in for the dual damage, but suddenly the Eclipse comes out, and they're going to blast down and take out Ghostic, who is just thirsty for that first duel, is going to get denied. Pasha moving in, flying up over the hills. G, got to get bumped back a bit. Then hit. Arrow. He's got his RP. He just puts out anything he can to dish out the damage in return, but obviously not going to be able to bring anyone else down. Virtus.Pro will take another couple and pull ahead 3-2.
Aloha Dance is under attack on bot lane. He's just getting mauled by lots of creeps. Actually, this is not entirely my own idea, but I just noticed that yeah, every member of Dire is on a horse or beast or some kind.
Wow.
Thing. Yeah.
You're right. They all have... Oh, god damn it. Top lane, we got a duel. Successful as Ramses does go down. And it was a solo pick-off too.
I'm actually trying to make you look bad by making you miss kills.
Okay. Ghostic just proving that having your legs on the ground is the better way to go.
So now this LC is looking pretty good. Yeah, there's not really a way they can really stop him from farming now, because I don't think Dai have really any purchase on this area of the map anymore. Because Luna's probably going to TP and farm one wave, and then she's going to not have a hard camp immediately. And then she's going to feel spooked if enough heroes from Radiant are managing to be missing.
Yeah.
Something's happening bot though. No one doesn't get the arrow, so Aloha Dance is going to walk right away.
He's out. Are we going to see any chase? Doesn't look like it. Law Dance is able to kind of rendezvous off with Kingar, who continues to grind away his own bit of solo farm in the jungle. He's made up a double stack, which he could easily blast down, and he actually did put an extra point into the blast, so...
I feel like Bosch just kind of paused here and just like asked the Council of Empire what he should do with no one walking up to him. Just kind of taking a little breather. But G's just going to reconnect.
I don't know if there's an opportunity here. G's nearby, but 35 seconds for RP or anything of that nature. So
there's no way. It's going to get harder as well when Bottom gets point booster, because I imagine she's going to go straight for that unless she wants to like phase boost or something. But the fact that she's already got a Keeler means it's probably just straight into Axe from here.
You also have Chen with a level 6 coming online in the near future, so even any Gake approach, the heal will be there. It's, getting kill opportunities on Virtus.Pro might not become as easy. How's the bat going here? Pasha is already level 6 and 800 gold. Not doing the drums build. He's probably going to go right towards the Blink Dagger. Right towards the setup. And we're going to get back underway. Alright, 3-3. Let's get this game going. G's back to in action here, and we're going to hope that that'll be the end of delays, but I highly doubt it.
Oh, Satyrs are being hunted on bot lane. Yeah, so for the most part, I think Empire should be pretty happy with this. They've got good farm on... Well, they've got average farm on Jug, and they've got good farm on Mag and LC. So things are basically going as they wanted to. And Luna doesn't have absolute free farm, so things aren't going ideally. And Barrow did quite a bit off a dagger, and Chen, he's kind of recovered a bit, but they haven't got the Disruptor level 6 yet, so think both teams are going to be waiting like another 3 minutes maybe for their main items to come up. Most likely the Blinks on Mag and the Batrider.
Yeah, Batrider is going to be able to zone back G from any sort of move towards that bounty rune at the top mark.
Shadows take us.
Top lane, duels out, and they're going to be able to get the grab in a secured kill. Ramses goes down back-to-back times here at the top lane. Virtus.Pro are going to have to maybe put some consideration into having some safety for this Luna. It's double picks, and a change-up is going to have to be in order here for Virtus.Pro.
Yeah, it's just the fact that they can't really maintain control of their top lane because without Disruptor level 6, they don't have enough disincentive for all of Radiant to just kind of dogpile onto the Luna. They don't have any defense. Really. Level 1 Eclipse isn't enough to dissuade like 3 heroes, one of whom has a magic immunity. So, yeah, if this keeps happening, 1-2 more deaths, this Luna is never going to be able to keep up with a Jog with Empower. And then if that doesn't happen, Luna's not far enough ahead then.
Glimpse pull back on King R. A Static Storm was also committed for this, and the timing is just not there. If Solo was hoping to lock that down long enough for his team to show up and finish the job, that's not going to be the case, and suddenly we're down to Static Storm.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, so 1.6k gold on the Magnus. Jug, he's going for the Archer. He doesn't need to rush Battlefield or anything like that. Almost no sense to do so. What I also like is they're giving the level 6 to the Bounty, so they want to get that tracker online when they get the Magnus Dagger and when they get the Archer on Jug, because then everything kind of starts working quite quickly. But there is a go here from Batrider. Maybe is he gonna? No, he has no idea. But he gets the tower, so he's getting close to, I'd assume, a dagger because I don't think Drum really increases effectiveness at this point. They need something to jump in to pull into the Eclipse.
Just for the sake of their timing, I'm curious how it's going to be here. We have a recall coming in, and that is Ghost Chick. Good to come play. He's got 1,300 gold saved up, and they're going to dance him through the jungle here, but looks like Pasha's already head out to the other side. We have some Virtus.Pro members here hanging towards the mid lane. I don't know if they're baiting out no one a bit or looking to smoke and make a rotation, but nonetheless, it looks like they will decide to journey elsewhere here. I thought something was going to be making action here, but I guess Virtus.Pro kind of reading the overall playing field, avoid all trouble in the bottom lane and just take their business elsewhere. Oh, now they smoke up, and now they're heading in. We've got a Batrider Blink Dagger, and well, Virtus.Pro are looking for an opportunity to get some blood on it.
Oh gee, be careful. They see your shockwave. They want you.
He's so close to Blink Dagger. Oh, they take him down. No. This will be heartbreaking. They grab him, they pull him back, and they hit him with everything they got, and they will get the job done. That is crippling. As
yeah, the only way he sees that one coming is he goes, okay, Batrider just got a tower, and I haven't seen him on the map for however long, but then it's hard to make that call. So
nice courier kill. Comes in from Miposhka. Nothing on it, but nonetheless, a free bit of gold for him and himself and the team.
He just straight up buys a wand. It's not very common for they're dropping the LC nuke, they're using Coddle Blast to try and defend this tower. They'll probably want to be able to get the deny on it, but I think they are going to.
We'll have to see here. Good stuff. Nice deny. I'll spend that one back. Miposhka's nearby. Looking to flank in from behind. Has the track
Luna's
gold,
running straight into the Jug. Okay. Luna's okay. She sees the Jug.
And as she runs on back, the Jug will cross her path. So she's going to be fine. Backs up out, but man, she's been brought down a serious peg. Still tracks just barely behind where G stands right now. And not turning yet into that Luna insurance policy you were hoping to have at this point in the game. So she just definitely needs a little bit more me time, but I don't know if they're going to get it. We already have a smoke movement for Empire. That Blink Dagger's done on G, and they're looking to see if they can get off a lead in RP here.
Yep, now Empire have all the things they want. The Archer on Jug, the 2 Blinks, the Bounty onto level 6. They're going to start running at stuff now. Solo has been detected. He's going to get hit, tracked, and skewered back.
Hit. RP'd, sir.
I'm surprised they used the RP for that. I thought they were just going to skewer into duel, but that would have, yeah. I think with track movement speed, they can pretty reliably just skewer.
Oh well. That's RP down, I guess, and the first, I think they were not close enough for any sort of track on that, were they? Did they get track?
They got the track, yeah.
Okay, they got track, they got dual money, they got dual damage from it too.
So it was right next to the guy.
Lots of money grab, but a lasso pullback here. And Miposhka comes on back and goes on down. First
He does
will be able
revenge
to
track
take
the
claim
Chen
on
though,
that.
so Chen's movements are being categorized and logged. So he needs to be very careful of something. Ramsey's going to continue farming. He's got his raindrop now. He buys the after the dragon lance, as you do.
Got an arrow to the
Ghostic
LC,
is
but
maybe fine. No,
not enough damage yet.
Definitely
They
not
will
fine.
kinetic field, and oh man, he just walked out of the kinetic field and under that static storm. Still looks to man up here, but we'll get surrounded and blasted down. So 6-5, Virtus.Pro still hold the kill score advantage. Empire losing a bit of the net worth advantage they had earlier.
Yeah, he was half a second away. He was trying to, like, there's a tiny little bit of a juke spot. You see the two trees in that hard camp? There's a little gap there where you can fog people to get into that, but he couldn't quite do it, so he ended up getting his blink cancelled and then falling over. Posh is going to push up mid lane. Posh is probably going to track him, maybe throw something at him. But
He hits him with something, but it's not enough to really cause any sort of concern. Batrider backs up and away, and they'll kind of just lose each other here in the moment. But they pull on out. It's still Empire's big moment here with those recent pickups. They got the one hit on the solo, but I don't think that's good enough, right? We want to kind of keep on moving forward here. G's got RP up in 7 seconds, so I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe get a new smoke and get underway here. But Virtus.Pro could have the same plan in mind as they just grab the smoke on Poncho.
The next point of contention is basically the big ancient stack going on. So they see it, both teams see this. Empire have a ward on it. They've now smoked up with 5 people, and they want to catch people, but VP just kind of having nothing to do with it. They could just say, let's just do it. This is a huge temptation for them. They ping it. They could just do it with healing ward.
It just looks so tasty there, you know?
They ideally want to catch someone who walks up to this hard camp, but if they don't see anyone yet, they're just going to go for it now.
Yummy. All that money. Precious money saved up there for Lady Luna is now going to be...
Oh, they're going to catch someone maybe with glimpse. They're smoked, but no, people blink away. G isn't smoked, so they don't see him.
He stays though. Smoke pops now. Oh, he blinks away just in time. Yeah,
But
there you come to
Miposhka
the high
is,
ground.
Don't dust, don't dust, don't dust. They dusted.
They dusted. I mean, it will be a sacrifice by him to spot out the whole movement from Virtus.Pro, who were probably looking to make a counterplay going all the way out and around into the woods there, but...
Alright, so VP gets something in return for their ancient stack, but it's not exactly what they would have wanted. No one does have a Agnum's coming out to him right now, so it's a decently timed one. You can't really. He didn't have the best lane ever. And the game is paused.
Oh, that hurts. King R just coming out with the shots right now. I actually have no idea what the hell he's saying.
Yeah, I'm not a Cyrillic reader or a Russian speaker, so...
Minor pause, so nothing too serious. It looks like we'll get back underway, so thank goodness for that. And where we do stand here, game looking pretty break even as far as the net worth goes. Aloha Dance still nursing onto a level 2 Omni Slash here. His posse waiting behind him in hopes of setting up RP, duel, anything that they'd like. Otherwise, this tier 1 is theirs for the taking. Virtus.Pro have to either take this one on the chin or formulate some sort of counter game plan.
Yeah, VP are basically just playing against the team incarnation of 6.83. Well, or rather a little bit of an amalgamation of such, but just the mag jog is kind of reminiscent. So, Aloha Dance has got his Manta coming out to him now. It's just a nice thing to have, doesn't really do a huge amount, but...
Instant static storm kinetic field right on top of the jug, who really doesn't take much damage from it at all. Happy to heal it on up and
does have
Blade
glimpse,
Fury
though.
on out. Swing and a miss on that one, but Glimpse pulls him right back to solo. You want to glimpse me back? Here's an Omni Slash for you. Takes him down right away. They're going to go for round number 2. Not also going to be good. Actually, that's technically round 3 on getting the jug. All will be unsuccessful. They blast the Batrider up into the high ground, almost out of the game, but he will be able to fly on home.
I have a
Swing and a
feeling
miss
that
from
almost
Virtus.Pro.
all of the worst team fights in Dota are preceded by the phrase, let's go back in. Honestly. Like, you just see it there. Solo's like, okay, they backed out, but I think we can start this fight again after they've already backed out. And yeah, it's just like that off and on as well thought through as like smoke ganks or such things, so and it ends up going like that. Ghostic's getting more and more farm now. He's got 1.5k gold. He might start building towards a blade mail or an armlet. It's almost anything he wants really. I think blade mail will be quite useful in this game. Does quite well against the Podum and the Luna. Oshka's been he's just sitting where they're pinging, but they're not pinging him.
And Ghostic's just content on farming this top lane. Will eat an arrow. There's no one jumping in. Hits him with the double star storm. Goes in the Moonlight Shadow so he can continue to make chase here. But looks like he will have to let the Legion Commander slide. Shrugs that one off, walks back and away, and Goshik will have to look for farm elsewhere. But Miposhka was looking ahead to the neighborhood, will be there by himself, while Virtus.Pro waiting and camping behind this tier 1. Curious for the approach of Empire to see if they could strike, but it definitely has felt like Empire are the ones to kind of dictate the overall pace of the game, just for the meantime.
Yep, and Alodance plinks up a bink dagger, so he could, well, decide that Solo needs to be dead a little bit more than he is currently. He's basically just going to farm much more quickly now. You'll see Empire take a lot more control over the enemy jungle. They want to limit the farm that I think the Chen and the Batrider already have access to, because that is really the choke point here for VP. Because unless, like, they're 600 gold off this Axe for Chen, they've got Batrider who's coming across a 4 stuff, but if these two heroes start to become less useful, it's like, Batrider against LC isn't very good. Batrider against Juggernaut is okay, he's not that great versus Bounty, so you kind of overcome poor hero matchups by just having way more farm, but I don't think that's going to be the case in this instance.
Arrow out as Solo looks for someone to glimpse and pull on back. Not going to be able to get it. Does get himself to a mana leak. Tried to go for the glimpse, but
you are a god.
Get it.
You are a god.
Bumps back and away.
He glimpsed
it
him
with the Manta.
He Manta dodged it. Yep. You are a god.
I was like, oh, Blade Trip. No, Manta. Manted it out. And avoids the trouble. Gets the timing just right. Empire, the wits about them. Even with 6 best of 1s deep already today.
Yep. Although Hanats is quite good at this game. And Tasha's just trying to defend the tower, but to no avail. So VP do what they can. They try and clear out the enemy jungle. It's a pretty good move if you can't really take a fight. Ramsey's going to start getting damage maybe on this tier 2. He's probably going to feel a little bit suspect as soon as the mag goes away from vision. But they're just going to hope that they're going to commit to that tier 2. And LC, he's going to TP by himself. He's got his blade mail up. And just the fact that he's missing means that both of these heroes have to retreat, because neither of them can withstand a duel.
Yeah. So they head out, and some of them take their business back towards the mid lane, but G's still there waiting. But there will be the quick snag, quick pullback, quick kill. Nicely done right there. Pasha will be rewarded with the nod on that, and Aloha Dance will be taken out fast.
Solo. No.
Solo on the other side, though, will pay the price, but looks like they will still get a new response, as King R is the man left behind. He'll ride his way into the cemetery, and now Miposhka up on the high ground will be able to TP way and back home. Another string of kills will go the way to Virtus.Pro, and that seems to be the trend of the game so far. Virtus.Pro put themselves in a very awkward position where Empire strike with a good team fight, but then somehow Virtus.Pro can still string together a couple of kills and continue to hold a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah, well, no matter how late this game goes, there's still a lasso into Eclipse, and I'm still going to do a lot of damage until this jug gets like a BKB or a Scully or something. So, honestly, like, BKB still probably wouldn't save him because he probably wouldn't press it in time. So, he's just got to be careful, really. He was overcommitting, his team wasn't there, didn't consider the Batrider.
Yeah, or what, build up more stats? Is this like a Scotty jug kind of a game, or you just want to see if you can muscle past all that?
I think Scotty is definitely his itemization, but probably with Butterfly, Basher, just typical stuff like that. I can't say what order. He might have tried to go Diffusal, but that doesn't seem very good. So probably going to be like Basher, then Fly or Guardi. Probably all of those items in some order.
Virtus.Pro, they smoke. It looks like more so to get Pasha up and hidden. Same with Solo, the two who could start a fight. Because Empire are just on the other side of the street here, as they wait up in their own little corner, just casually peeking out nearby. Sentry on the ground, of course, by Empire, but that's a smoked up Virtus.Pro, and they just kind of walk in parallel here. Oh, they've been spotted. There's going to be the jump. It's going to be a grab pullback, insta cancel on the lasso. Stack Storm is also going to be a swing and a miss because of that, and Virtus.Pro have to pull off, and this might be the call for Empire to rush down mid. There's going to be the glimpse back, but
yeah, that's the please stop hitting my tower glimpse. It didn't really work out.
Empire will not stop though.
Yeah, Ramsey's going to try and push out this tower to go to the tier 2 with his Mantas. He might kill the next creep wave, but they're taking a lot of damage. And with the LC here, there's not much disincentive for him to do this. But they are now spooked of the... well, the something. I'm not exactly sure what.
Empire though, just will take that win, I guess, for now. Pull on back. Something else seems to appease them. Maybe a go at Roche, it looks like. Yeah, they said let's
Yep.
go in. Let's battle it out with the big boy. Claim the Aegis, and we'll keep a couple of members back in case Virtus.Pro come knocking, which seems to be the case. Miposhka's there as watch. Solo's running on in, and can spot him. And, well, Empire, how fast they doing? It's not fast enough there, Ryan. They might need to change the plans, and it looks like they will.
Yeah, if Jug had like a butterfly and a DD, then maybe they could try and do this very quickly, but they just need to be careful that Jug doesn't get just pulled out of range of the LC, because that's like the lose condition for these fights. No one's got his blink dagger, so life's going to get more and more difficult for the Mag, because he doesn't have his BKB yet, and for the Coddle, who's probably the main target bottom in this game. Yeah, this whole game seems to really be that the fact that this Jug, he just needs to avoid the 3,000 magic damage that comes from both the Luna and the Priestess of the Moon, and he needs to do that while still maintaining enough net worth that the right-click damage from the pod or from the Luna doesn't become an issue.
Virtus.Pro had smoked. They ran all the way up and around, and now we'll be approaching the door of the Roche pit as it gets a bit lower. Committed static storm pullback onto King R is not going to get enough of a follow-up, and suddenly the creeps just overswarm and take over the bounty hunter. And now with the pullback arrow, it's on G, good connection. He's going to get locked down now. Can they get the finish? There's going to be an Omni Slash blasting on 4 pockets. Going to be forced to low ground, jump in RP. On top of it is going to be the Eclipse. Will be able to get the finish onto G. Yes, it will. Ramses will survive that one. Be able to pull off back and away. King R dishes out the Illuminate, does blast through the team, but it's not going to be enough damage. Duel. Oh no, he's going to end up going down, hands over the damage instead. Aloha Dance gets the pick off there, but ends up dropping to no one shortly after. 3-for-1 trade. And we're not done yet. Miposhka trying to run back out, but gets hit up with a Lucent Beam and slowly taken down. A double kill for Ramses. Virtus.Pro will be happy to move into the pit and take the Roche away.
Yeah, so they just lost both their supports fairly early on. The bounty can't carry people, they don't have full vision. The Mag got initiated on far quicker than he would have liked. He also got arrowed immediately afterwards, so the LC pressed the attack, didn't really do enough to save him there. The Jug doesn't do enough damage at this point to really believe that he can win a fight just by himself. The Luna managed to walk up a high ground without any vision and still do quite well, so because she just kind of sat there and tanked everything rather successfully. And now with the Aegis, I think they can move on to... They're probably going to farm their own jungle through, and then when they have regened everybody up, probably look towards this tier 2 on bot and the tier 2 on mid. Because there's really no incentive for them to not push at this point, because the enemy team, they're reliant on their Mag and their LC to really get the ideal initiation, and if you push quite quickly after winning a fight like that, it becomes quite difficult to organize a proper defense.
And now the game pretty much just ripped wide open here for Virtus.Pro. And we'll have to see what Empire's possible plan B might be here. As Miposhka will cross pass up and over through his Centaur, and Empire just looking to kind of claim back what they feel is like their safety zone here up in the top of the map, as they can allow Aloha Dance to just safely farm between the lane and the jungle. He opted for that defusal next, but and we'll have to see if he's going to get after that.
The Lincolns are coming up now. We've got one on no one. So Batrider's also got the gems, so yeah, Miposhka's life is a bit more difficult. The Axe is up, and it's been for a while. Just wondering when they're really going to try and get moving, because they feel kind of split apart because they can't really push out this top lane too effectively, but now the Dragon has kind of solved that problem for them. They might feel slightly more confident. Miposhka, ships in the night and all that.
Yeah. No gem nearby right now, but there's one en route. They're going to see him possibly here on the high ground. Did he get that glimpse? No.
He has no right to be alive.
That man.
King R is starting to defend this in good Coddle fashion.
You know, you got Spirit Form after all. You can safely push back any lane, really, so it's not a problem at all for him. And he just naturally gains some good farm. He's actually getting pretty close to the Agnum Scepter. He's about one component away as he's able to get another 1,000 gold together.
Oh, Dire's Courier has been killed again by Miposhka for the 57th time.
3,900 gold on that cargo, though.
2 viewers did receive a prize, so that is still a thing.
Nice.
And Aloha Dance now has his Diffusal Blade. It doesn't have the Mag near him for the Empower because Mag had to push out the bot lane. And now Aloha Dance is going to fight a dragon and win. Go Aloha Dance.
I mean, that's just natural storyline stuff right there. Knight slays dragon and such, and now looking to take over the castle here, as they'll be able to take the tier 2. Ramsey shows up now, and not looking to make a chase. Solo's nearby. Arrow? I mean, we look at the glimpse range, it's pretty damn ridiculous, but not that good. Well,
I was thinking more like man in strange hat slays endangered creature and all that. There's only that was the last big black dragon left in the world at this point. And now they have the BKB on Mag. They have hopes to get the Ags on Coddle, which will help when they get the daytime, which will be in about 3 minutes. And the Jug is starting to get his levels. He's close to level 16. But hold on, what was on that courier? Luna had about 4,000 gold when it died, and
probably her eagle.
It's butterfly. Okay, the entire butterfly on that courier then.
So
she'll have that in a few minutes.
But yeah, they even in the time where the courier's down, it's delayed. You know, we're not foreseeing any sort of MKB that's going to be thrown together anytime soon here by Team Empire. So
well, he's got 3k, so he could get it pretty soon. In fact, I would be very careful about showing the Bat Rider here for VP, because that gives the Jug license to just do what he wants to this tower.
Mid tier 2 is set to fall. Virtus.Pro will easily claim that one, but that's when Empire begin to dance up the stairs here of the Empire base, and that will force Ramses back to save a bit of the damage on the tier 3. So Empire still kind of holding their own and split pushing the map and forcing Virtus.Pro to go to other priorities and at least delaying things out for now. So yeah, maybe that Jug can finish off that MKB. Wouldn't he be still, I mean, is there any concern for him being just a bit, like, weak? Like, he's going to be, like, almost glass cannon, you know? Manta, Diffusal, MKB, a lot of awesome weapons, but the guy's going to be, you know, pretty flimsy.
Yeah, then you have to think, is there any point to his existence if he's not there to kill the Luna? Because what then does kill the Luna? It's like, he's been kept pretty safe for the most part. The only real reason he's been dying in these fights is because, one, they haven't been taken correctly, and two, he's been caught out and thrust into an eclipse, which, honestly, tanking up a tiny bit more probably doesn't save you from. So, I don't know. We'll see what he decides to go for. If you buy a Demon Edge here, then I'm right. No, you won't. Okay. So, Ramsey's going to send his illusions down mid. They're going to take over the enemy jungle. All the jungle's being farmed by everybody. This map is being farmed very efficiently.
Just gobble on up, and they have two pretty trusty late game cores here between Nun's Marana and the, of course, Ramses Luna. Legion Commander's kind of getting up to her own with the benefit of having the empowerment. I mean, she hits pretty hard. Blade Mail will help reflect back a bit, but can't really hold a candle to where these other cores are going to be outshining in the deeps department. But they still continue to split the map. They stall things out. Try to avoid a confrontation on their side of the map inside their base as much as possible here, but the Virtus.Pro beast does just continue to grow quite a bit.
And G is just like, he shockwaves it and then, please farm this wave, master.
Oh, they spotted the bounty hunter.
Miposhka's being stopped finally.
Yep, the Yules can't use that flame break anymore, but he does have a tool to make up for it instead. Pops the flame break now to bump him back, and they nuke him on down, and G says, don't do this. Not to be Poshka.
This is the pause of contemplation, and Russian smileys are being dropped in large quantities by Ramses.
Yeah, it's you know, I can't really blame Virtus.Pro. They probably they're feeling a bit ripe. It's been a day of waiting. I think this match was like originally scheduled to happen. I mean, I don't know what time for them. It was like 1800 CEST or something.
Yeah, so that'd be it's 1 hour. They're 1 hour ahead or 1 hour behind. I don't even know the terminology.
Yeah,
I don't know time zones.
We started like 4 or 5 hours when you know, later than what was initially planned or on the schedule or whatever. So they've been waiting and watching Dota and hanging out, and the clock's been ticking. So they're hoping to kind of get a game underway here. So I can't really blame them if they're going to be feel a bit,
okay, that wasn't Butterfly.
Snippy.
It wasn't Butterfly. It was actually just a BKB and a quarter staff. So that was mildly confusing. I'm an idiot. I'll admit it. Yes, I am.
I mean, I wish it was as easy as being able to just hit the number 2 like it was before and seeing the courier, but they changed it all up recently, so you have to do something else. But nonetheless, not too hard hit for Virtus.Pro. That just kind of all goes in play with Empire being able to kind of hold things out for now. And now the Radiance courier is also going to be taken apart, and no one grabs that one, and guess what? It holds even a higher cargo than the one that Virtus.Pro lost. 4,400 gold gone. And I want to say that was Jug's MKB. right? Possibly?
Yeah, I think so. I wasn't actually looking at the time because I was working out that my F4 button showed the golden XP stuff, and I hadn't seen that for years, and I was wondering where that had gone, if it got removed, but it just got moved to F4. But yeah, so they have the BKB up, they have the butterfly coming up relatively soon. Jug has lost. Okay, that was Skadi. He's got his point booster. Yeah, so you were right about the Skadi. I was incredibly wrong. I'm very silly. But they have the they have the Barada just pushing out this lane. They have no one pushing out that lane. Lohadans really just has to push the lane as far as possible to get to the tier 2 before Ramses really decides that buildings need to be hit.
Yeah. Otherwise, they're probably just going to stall out for the Roche. Looks like it's almost up, or potentially could be almost up. A few moments before we'll have to see the exact timer, but if it's anything Virtus.Pro want, it'll be a short one. Grabbing the Aegis will just kind of secure them the benefit of being able to move on forward with the progression of this game, and eventually Empire just going to have to bite the bullet and make something happen here, because it's been a very heavy defensive turtle game by them for at least the past, 7 minutes or so.
Yeah, it's like this game is really slowed down, because if you think about it, Ghostic basically had 30 dual damage at, what was it, like 12 minutes or something like that, and now he has 30 dual damage at 34 minutes. He's been farming his BKB, he's been like, I'm going to have the items for the fight that's going to happen 20, 30 minutes down the line, and he has it now, but there's no stop it.
How many couriers are going to die this game? It's like record-breaking almost. This time he'll get pulled out safely. That's the third courier kill this game by
They just don't want to take fights, but like he knows that, well, they're not taking fights, he's got nothing else to do, so he's just decided, I'm going to spend my day. He's just going to spend a day sniping couriers, and that's fine.
So now Verva's like, well, I really wanted to have that frickin' item before we push, guys. Now I gotta wait, man. They're just gonna have to hang about and...
Yeah, that quarterstaff has spent a long time being dead. It's unfortunate, really. So they start off, they just kill the Roche.
Yeah, short timer for them. They're happy. They'll go in, they'll go to work. Nothing will be said by Empire. Empire, I guess, just will wager their best bets, defending the lanes as they are. King Arc continue to kind of force them push back and across the river, but ultimately the March of Virtus.Pro will come, and we'll just have to see if Empire is going to be ready for it or not. They have a little bit of, high ground wombo combo factor to them with Power Blast, RP, and such, but
I think it's kind of hard to pull off against like two really farmed, well, yeah. Pollen's probably going to have E-Blade fairly soon, like 500 gold away if he wants that. He might even get Butterfly. Yeah. And the Luna is going to have Butterfly very soon. Do you remember a time, a long time ago, when there was a Chen who was level 1 at a certain point? And there was a Bounty Hunter who was level 1?
Yeah.
Well, now, one of them's got 12,000 net worth, and the other one's got 2,500. So, VP are just... They're hitting the point now where their Chen's got the Ags, their Luna's got all the items that she really wants, and Podham's... They're at their... I hesitate to say relatively strongest, but that is the case at this point. So, I think VP are more than happy to take a fight.
They're thinking about it here. Moonlight Shadow, arrow goes out, but Empire were quick to just get the hell back. And Virtus.Pro can swim on through here with their Moonlight Shadow, but doesn't seem to be any sort of approach to Empire, more so to probably clean out their jungle. But now we have the E-Blade complete here onto no one, and obviously that will help tremendously on either being able to burst blast down anyone inside the Empire, prevent Omni Slash damage. This is probably the tool that they had been waiting for, so it's go time.
What goes through Mposhka's head in this situation? I just have to think he's just been sat in these woods for a minute. Alright. He knows the courier's going to be up at, oh, let's see, courier's going to be up in 30 seconds.
At this point, like, he's just going for the record,
He's not even, he doesn't want to track the Luna or anything, doesn't want to show his presence. He's just going to remain here. He's got his ward down. He's waiting.
Yeah.
He knows
what
the
else can
courier's
he
going to have
do?
to come out at some point.
You just really can't do
yeah,
anything
he
else,
literally, he has no function other than that, like, other than tracking people in fights or before fights. Because normally what you do is you have people pushing the lanes and then people will go like, oh my god, I've been tracked by bounty, I need to play more safe. But there's literally no reason for people to be worried about that, so his only purpose is to snipe the courier. And you see now, like, you see Pasha's got the gem and he's escorting the courier with Firefly.
What do you become if your only purpose now has been taken away? Oh man.
I don't know.
You're just a dude walking around in Viz like a creep.
Yep, he
Just a walking
he's a
creeper
ward.
now.
He's a ward right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just needs to be careful now. So that courier got like the secret service kind of thing going for it at that point.
Let's say there's a situation arises where Empire take a decent fight, and there's a track involved, and so the bounty hunter gets an influx of like 2,500 gold. What do you think his best investment would be to make him relevant in this game again, or is there even an investment he can make?
Radiant's bottom
I
tower
don't know. I could go for force stuff maybe, force people out of eclipse. Like that's something you could do. But
I was like maybe Lotus Orb, but even then, like that's maybe you'll be able to reflect back something. Oh, last.
oh my god, the frenzy! Look at
Maybe.
wait, they added a frenzy animation.
Oh,
It's like glowing like yellow rings.
whatever it is, it's scary,
look at it.
frightening, and it is just
It's
ripping
so
apart the
cool.
building. He's got boxing gloves on, as the towers just fall apart like paper mache. They will go on for the duel, they'll go on for the damage. Can they get the burst power taking out the Luna? Yes, they will, but they will not be able to make it away alive, it looks like. Pull right back into the stack storm into a RP set up by G. Reflect bounces back, but no follow-up damage will be there, G. And after he sets the stage comes crashing down into the basement, and this game will be over, Rhyme. Game number 1, well, technically 2, I guess, goes to Virtus.Pro as the pull ahead in this best of 5 series 2-0.
Yeah, I think VP started off pretty badly, I'd say. That Luna didn't have much fun, but then it just got to a point where Empire just took a really bad fight and they lost Roche, and then from then on, things just kind of fell apart.